It's okay. It's okay. Hey y'all, so we are John and Ashley Fisher, Triple Diamonds with It Works Global, and we are so excited to have, as of right now, one of the girls on our team. Um, and in just a minute, we will have another girl on our team. And we're going to get started on this hangout and let you guys know some step-by-step, as we deal with dogs and all that crazy, some step-by-step to getting started with It Works Global as a newbie to Ruby. Okay, good. So our first person that we're going to introduce you guys to, her name is Susie Drew, and she has been one of my rock star distributors. And she's Ruby right now, but it's not Ruby for long. So, Susie, tell us a little bit about how you got started.
Okay, I joined back in September of 2014, but I was dealing with a lot of family issues, my grandmother passing away, etc. So I really didn't start firing up the business. I was mainly just running my auto ship for my personal use, but I started really going at it probably right about January. Actually, we had the BOGO back in December, and that really sparked everything up. I signed, I believe, 17 loyal customers over that 3-day period. So that really got my business jump-started and going, which is why I was super excited that they brought the BOGO back. I had my first distributor around February 15th, and so since then it's been crazy. I have 31 on my team now, and it's just going up from there, and we've got so many rock stars on our little team going, and it really came out of nowhere. But I don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think there was a single second where I ever just said, Ashley, I can't do this, it's not for me, or I never gave up. I just kept going no matter what threw in my way.
Yeah, you have been amazing in this business from the very beginning. Even with your, there we go, there's our other one. Even with all of your stuff you had going on. So it took you a little bit to get started, which I can kind of, we're going to share our story, but I can kind of, what is the word?
Identify, sympathize, relate.
Any of those words, take your pick. Yeah. I can kind of relate to that because I was the same way. But what would you say to people who are getting started now? I mean, do you think it was good for you to wait, or do you think it's better to just kind of take off and run? Because that's kind of what you've done.
No, I completely say it's so much better to run. Like, I tell myself every single day that every last one of them are doing so much better than I did. Like I said, when I first started, I didn't do anything. I mean, I posted here or there and sold the wraps that I had in stock, but that was about it. And I wasn't focused, I wasn't determined, and I wasn't driven. And I see that in every single one of my girls. They are just like running out. They're not letting anything stop them. I say it's so much better to go from the jump. And I could only imagine where I'd be now if I had started when I truly started. If I had gone, I would be so much further then. But I'm getting there quickly. So one thing I can say is just not to give up. Like, you can try, and things may fall in your path that aren't what you wanted them to be, but you just got to keep going.
I love it. So how do you build your business now?
Building my business now, I try to keep posting, obviously, and then running a team, teaching my girls how to do everything that we're doing. And it's awesome that we have you guys to look up to even further, because it's hard when I still barely started myself. So training 31 people to do the exact same thing is kind of a little difficult, but we're lucky to have you guys as leaders to show us the steps to success.
I'm excited. So how long did it take you to get to Ruby?
From when I started, or from when I really started working?
How about both?
Okay, so I joined in September, so this would be 7 months now. But when I really started working, as in when I started trying to actually sign people up, this is month 3, but I hit it last month, so about 2.5 months is what it took me.
Yeah, awesome. So you pretty much made Ruby in your 2 full calendar months that you would have had if you had just started. Awesome. Yeah. Well, we have another one of our amazing team members on the call. And her name is Jenna. I always catch myself lately wanting to say her maiden name because we went to high school together. So Jenna, tell us a little bit about you, how you got started with It Works Global.
Well, of course, I got started because of you. I got a text message that said, "Have you tried that crazy rap thing?" randomly after years of not talking.
Yes.
I was totally against it, didn't even want to hear a word about it, and just kept watching you and kind of seeing what was going on with your life and your family, and decided, you know what, I think I want to give this a try. So I talked with my husband, and we decided, there wasn't really a good reason not to try it, so I signed up last June 22nd, and went straight to green carpet in July and had a great experience there.
I love it. So would you say you were skeptical when you got started?
I mean, definitely. I was really super skeptical at first, as you know. I looked into the company a lot before I made any sort of decision because I wanted to make sure that there was a value system that agreed with mine, because that was something that was important to me. I hadn't tried any of the products when I signed up, so I just went in completely blind on faith. All the reviews and everything that I'd seen, I just trusted it and went with it. And
I love it. And so how long did it take you to make Ruby?
I joined in June of last year, and I made Ruby last month, but there was a time of, kind of like Susie said, I wasn't really working. Things really took off fast, and within about 2 months, I went from pretty much nothing going on to Ruby. Like I was active in Ruby, so I promoted, back-to-back months. So
yeah, and so you got some exciting news now, though, recently, since going Ruby. What have you been doing since you went Ruby?
That was right after your first event.
I have made the decision that I'm not going to go back to teaching. And last Friday, I gave my formal letter of resignation, and so that gives a lot of motivation to make sure that I, keep this momentum going, to keep promoting and keep working.
I love it. So how did you work your business to get yourself to Ruby?
I just kept posting. Consistency is something that has really been beneficial for me in my business. Following up, making connections with people. It was hard for me. I'm very to the point. And so for me, I've had to back up and say, okay, I've got to actually make relationships with people. And so that's been a big obstacle for me to overcome, but it's super important because I've seen a really big difference in my business since I've stopped and said, okay, not everyone is super to the point like me. And, I need to form a relationship, and that's made a big difference. I've been doing a lot more events as well. I've done, anything from a $25 set up a little vendor booth at the mall event to a 20,000 person boat show in Jacksonville that, you came down to. So that's been a big difference in my business, is just really getting out there.
I love it. So do you have any tips for anybody who is just starting out in the business?
Consistency is probably the biggest thing. I mean, it's so easy to post consistently. That's something that, anybody can do. It doesn't cost you any money. You don't have to make sure that you have Blitz cards in your hand. You don't have to leave your house. You don't have to book an event. That's, just letting people know, yes, I'm still doing this. If you want it, come and get it from me. I'm still doing this. And, keeping fresh leads. And the blitzing is going to definitely come in handy with that. Is don't just keep bugging the same old people. Make sure you're getting fresh people in there.
I love that. Well, Susie and Jenna, thank you so much. I, about 30 minutes ago, had this idea to have you two share your story, which is great because I've got my high school best friend, and then I've got Susie, who joined our team a couple months ago, that's become a really close person to us, just like Jenna is. So we are so excited. We're so thankful. These, as you guys can see, are two normal girls. Jenna and I went to the same high school, and they joined this business and got to working. Y'all can stay down there if you want, or you can hop off and get on the YouTube. It's up to y'all.
Stay there. We might have questions.
Yeah, stay
later.
there. We might have questions.
She's okay.
Speaking.
If I jump off, I've got the baby to
Yeah, and Jenna has a 6-week-old, y'all, that we took to a 3-day event in Florida.
With my promotions back to back each month was my first promotion was an hour before I went to the hospital and had the baby, an hour later, and then the next one was the next month while taking care of a newborn. So it can definitely be done no matter what.
Exactly. It's been an eventful couple months promoting to Ruby for her. So speaking of questions, we have a question and answer, and if you guys are on the YouTube Hangout, you are able to click this little button that looks like this. Now, don't judge me because I didn't, I'm not an art major. And it should be in the top right corner, I believe, of your YouTube. And those questions, right there.
Right here.
And those questions will anonymously, if you select, or they'll say your name, they'll pop up to us, and we'll be able to answer these questions as they're going on. If you are not watching it on the YouTube and you're one of the people who are watching it down on the bottom, feel free to hang out with us. We love it. You will have to text your questions. So my phone is right here, and it is 502-758-0861. Text me any questions that y'all have, and if we don't address them during this, then we will get to them at the end.
And I'm not just here because I'm pretty. I know a lot of things too. So if you have questions for me, text Ashley.
Yes. So anyway, like I said earlier, we are John and Ashley, and John doesn't realize that my confianza hasn't kicked in yet. We're John and Ashley Fisher. We are Triple Diamonds with It Global. Would you like to share our story?
Well, I was going to just start off with
sharing our story.
Yeah, why don't you share the story, and I'll tell what I think is similar to these other stories we're working on.
Okay. Well, then I'll do that. So we started 2.5 years ago because I had our daughter, Annalie, who is now 2.5, obviously, and she was, me too. John was in the Navy, and we had a Navy ball to go to in October, and I had a beautiful one-shoulder beaded dress that was black, and it was very pretty. Apparently, I bought it while I was still pregnant. I don't remember that part of the story, but he does. And I did not want to go to the ball and have people ask me when the baby was due and be like, she's 5 weeks old and at the sitter, and I'm about to go home. So I actually had an acquaintance in San Diego where we started and went to her wrap party. I don't even honestly remember if she posted on Facebook or if she personally invited me. But I heard she had a wrap party because our friends were her neighbor, and we went to the wrap party. I made John go with me, and I took Annalie and our son as well, and held the baby the whole time. John actually sat in and listened. And at the time, I was a stay-at-home mom, not so much by choice, but because I had been on bed rest for pretty much on and off my entire pregnancy with Annalie, and so I wasn't working as a nurse like I normally would have, and we had a home in Kentucky and one in San Diego, so we were really tight on money, and And John came with me. I wrapped. I got amazing results, amazing results. And I did what every good broke Navy wife does, and bought the skinny pack. Not just the wraps. I bought the skinny pack because I was going to use that defining gel in between my wrapping every 3 days, and I was going to use those fat fighters while I, was eating a lot of food from that post-pregnancy, wear down. And luckily, amazingly, God blessedly, I took John with me. He sat in, listened to the opportunity in this business, and it kind of sat with him for a couple weeks. I went and was wrapping and was enjoying the wraps and was telling people that I just kind of acquaintedly knew about the wraps. And John thought, well, I can sign up to sell this and at least make enough money to pay for her products. So he did. He got started, and like any good broke Navy wife nurse would do, I was very skeptical and maybe even possibly upset that he had done this business, because I'm a nurse, I don't sell things, I'm not going to be a stay-at-home mom. All of those reasons, I don't have time, we have a newborn, all of those reasons that you probably hear or possibly even gave for why you can't do this business or why people can't do this business. And so we sat on our products and on our opportunity for a couple months. We didn't do anything. We were not interested in it. And I went home in November, and John learned about the products while I was gone. And when I came home, he sat me down and said, if you can just give this business a year, if in a year we're not in a different place or we haven't made any money, then you can, then you can quit. And that still wasn't really enough for me to get going. It actually took a blitzing challenge and wrapping one girl whose name happens to be Rachel Bosch. She doesn't, I hope she realizes it by now, but she didn't realize at the time how much she was changing my life, but I wrapped her. She had a C-section flap, as she called it, and she got amazing results, and within 48 hours was begging me to wrap her again, and I was doing what any new distributor who didn't really know what I was doing. No, my upline said you had to wait 3 days. You have to wait 3 days, my upline said so. And so we then pretty much took hold of this business, got running, got working, and now 2.5 years later, we are triple diamonds, and I put out the goal that we're going to be presidential diamonds by green carpet. So we've got an amazing team of people who have gone diamond, who are retiring themselves from their jobs, all because we got started and we built a ruby. Do you know how long it took us to get to ruby? I know.
I could look it up for you. So it was probably, I want to say February, maybe March, the year after we started. We started in October 2012, and I think it took us about 4 months, maybe 5 months. But so seriously, I think that both Susie and Jenna both touched on the same thing. All three of these stories have kind of gone hand in hand with everybody signed up and sat for a little while, right? And then something happened. There was some trigger that happened that made you come in and say, wait a minute, if I just go, then things get better. So
we're hoping tonight that this can be the trigger. If you are new and you are a little lost, if you are ready to get started, we are ready to take this and hope that it will give you the tools and the steps you need to be the trigger to go ruby. To go ruby. And the amazing thing is rubies build diamonds. So we're going to get started. We've shared our story. We've heard a couple other stories of people who are rubies and who built rubies. So we're going to get started with what is a ruby. So a ruby is, and we're going to show you, it is 5 people who are coming with you to change your life. So here's a ruby, It's an average of $5.99, and the amazing thing right now is if you signed up after this month, if you signed up this month, the $500 bonus for going Ruby in 2 full calendar months has been increased to $1,000. So, you know, a lot of people have the opportunity to make some money pretty quickly with this business. So a Ruby is an executive, which is someone who has 2 distributors underneath them. And each of those distributors, if you'll notice, has 400 GV. Now, GV is that distributor's orders, their loyal customers' orders. If they have any distributors under them, it's those distributors' orders and their customers' orders as well. So GV basically kind of it takes the whole team down and adds up the volume. So when 2 people,
this is also called a qualified leg.
yes, when 2 people become a qualified leg with 400 GV between their orders, their loyals orders, their distributors' orders, and their distributors' loyals orders, then they reach the rank of an executive. Now, the Ruby is going to go out there and get an executive and 2 more qualified legs. Again, that's 400 GV. So it's their orders, their distributors' orders, or their distributors' orders, their customers' orders, their distributors' customers' orders. So a Ruby is basically 5 people. And the amazing thing about this business is when you, my nose is itching, sorry. When you get started and you were at a party or somebody presented this business opportunity with you, they went through 3 simple steps. The first step was join the party. If you're watching this, you've probably joined the party, and if you haven't, please get with the person that sent you this video and join the party with them. So you joined the party. Step 2 was then you went out and you got 4 loyal customers, because those 4 loyal customers in your first 30 days are going to give you $120 in free product. But on top of that, because I know we all love free product, they're going to give you 2 wrap rewards. So for every 2 loyal customers you sign now until forever, you're going to get a box of wraps for $25. So in your first 30 days, your first calendar month, you have the opportunity to get 2 boxes of wraps completely free with your $120 in free product, and then 2 boxes of wraps for $50. So when you sell those 4 boxes of wraps back, you make $350 after your $50 investment is taken out. So you have the money to make a lot, or the potential to make a lot of money in your first 30 days. Then we go on to step 3. Step 3, when you're getting started, that your distributor who talked to you went over with you, is finding 3 distributors, finding 3 people who want to make money to join your in this business with you. So your goal as a Ruby, sorry, we're getting our technical difficulties worked out. Your goal as a Ruby is going to be to go out there and find 3 friends who want to make money in this business with you. And then your goal is to teach every single one of them to do those same steps. So when one of them gets 2 and they get the 400 GV, they become an executive, and you've gotten your other 2 who got 400 GV, then you become a Ruby. And if you do that within your first 2 full calendar months, if you signed up this month, then you're going to earn a $1,000 bonus. If you signed up it was a $500 bonus. But if you do that from signing up this month, you're going to earn a $1,000 bonus.
Anybody who's actually still eligible from signing up the previous couple months, they can get the $1,000 bonus this month too. So kudos to you guys.
Yeah. So now we're going to get to the fun. What you do in this business. Oh, and by the way, we went over the steps to success. We said that your person should have taught you this or gone over this. Step 1, join the party. Step 2, wrap rewards. That's those 4 loyal customers in your first 30 days. This is a qualification for the Ruby bonus, you guys. So make sure you get those, because you don't want to miss those 2 wrap rewards and that $120 in free product. And then step 3, go Ruby. Find those 3 people and teach them each to go find their 3 people. When one of them gets 2, you go Ruby. Now we're going to get down to the fun, because it is so important to create good business habits from day 1. Because as Jenna mentioned, as Susie mentioned, and as we're going to mention consistency is so important. It's not you have to be smarter, you just have to work harder, but really the saying is work smarter, not harder. But
yeah,
you know, in this business, you got to do both.
Well, I think Mark Pentecost called it grit.
Grit, yes.
You know, just have some grit.
So we're going to start about day one. You have signed up. You joined the party. Woohoo! You paid that $99. You're going to get that kit. The first thing we want to make sure that y'all do is log into your eSuite. So go to like myitworks.com and sorry, bouncy. Go to myitworks.com, and the number that you got is actually your username. So your customer number is your username, and then whatever the password you selected. Sign in. Make sure you fill out your tax information, because when you do that, you are going to be completely qualified to get paid. Because the amazing thing about this business is your business builder kit qualifies you for commission the month that you sign up, and you fill out that tax information, you get to work, you can get paid the very first month that you start in this business. So that's an exciting thing. Next step, make sure your 80 bonus volume auto ship is set up. Now, bonus volume is just like points assigned to products. Everything has like a point system assigned to it. So you want to make sure that you have 80 points or bonus volume worth of product on an auto ship. Now, we do 2 boxes of wraps. We actually have 2 auto ships too. So we make sure that we get 2 boxes of wraps, because you're going to want to get the wrap on people. Getting the wrap on people is going to be what grows your business, brings new customers in, brings new distributors in, gets you more parties. Make sure that's set up though, you know, and you can get products you want to try. Be a product of the product, because people are going to love to see your results over, say, my results or his results. They don't know either one of us.
Well, I always put it as you can show pictures of 1 million people, but it doesn't matter until it's you.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, so make sure that 80 bonus volume auto ship is set up, because that is going to qualify you for commission every month after. You're going to be qualified with your business builder kit the first month, and then that 80 bonus volume is going to qualify you for commission every single month afterwards, so you don't ever have to miss a paycheck in this company. Training Academy. So I mentioned a little bit that John he didn't know what to do, and so he spent like every night for 2 weeks learning what to do. The amazing thing about our corporate now that we didn't know probably back then is you don't have to take that long. We now have Training Academy videos for you. It's about 2 hours that you can go to myitworkstraining.com. That's the direct link to it, and you can watch videos about the products, about the party, about the opportunity. So what we recommend, if you want to sit down and spend 2 hours one day and get it done, more power to you. But I definitely recommend getting those done within your first 48 hours. So break it up. Do a couple today and a couple tomorrow. The neat thing, not that I'm ever advocating this, you can watch them on the go. So, what I love to do as a leader, because I'm super busy, when I'm in the shower, I turn on videos and listen to them. Or I turn on books and on audio and listen to them when I'm in my car. I had a girl on our team send us a CD, which was awesome because I could listen to it. So get those videos started and when you're putting your seatbelt on, and then listen to them while you drive.
Yeah, definitely true. I gotta say, find the Cindy Pentecost video in that training, and you will cry. It is amazing. So once you get through doing a little bit of your training academy, there's actually, if you go to your eSuite, in the Documents tab, there's a Training Academy guidebook. So use that Training Academy guidebook to kind of help walk you through that. Got that? Okay. Mm-hmm. But yeah, there's all kinds of extra things in there. You can use the Orders tab in your eSuite to enroll your customers, distributors, anything like that, or to just find those extra things you want, like when you get your $120 product credit. The document library, Hi, I'm a nerd. That's like my favorite part. I love to look at that and the reports. Okay, so document library. That's where you're going to find Trading Academy guidebook, compliance, which is policies and procedures, and your compensation plan. So those are three kind of like must reads. At least get familiar with them so that you know where you're going. It's good direction on that. And then the It Works You is our social media training, led by the John Eric.
We
Right?
love him.
He's amazing. So
He moonlights as a nurse, little did y'all know. We had a situation where John Eric and I were nursing this weekend. The kind where you
not babies.
save people. Yeah, so you signed up, you got a little bit familiar with your back office, which is good. You know how to put your customer in. You checked out orders tab. You watched a couple videos tonight, and you're going to watch a couple more tomorrow, and you're ready to go. But your kid's not here yet. So you think you can't work. No. We are going to challenge you to go out there. It's John's actual personal challenge that he puts to everybody on our team, to go out there and get your 4 loyals before your kit arrives. Your business doesn't have to wait for those wraps to get here. People will sign up without ever trying the products. Jenna is one of them. She has never tried the products. I'm pretty sure Susie Drew actually never tried the products either, but her video popped her off. So what are you going to do then? If you don't have your wraps and stuff, and you've looked at your videos, what are you going to do? You are going to go out there, post on Facebook. Do not wait for that starter kit to get there. Get started now. So I think a great post, your first post needs to be about why you joining this business. So your first post, make it about why, how, and who you join this business with. Get started telling people, I joined this family and I'm so excited about it. Tell people why you joined this family. People love to know that they love transparency. They love that emotional connection with people. If you joined because you aren't making your ends meet, then tell people, because you know how many other people in the world aren't making their ends meet either. I mean, John and I weren't. We were. It was really stressful for him. But people aren't making their ends meet all the time. People are going into their overdraft every single month, to make it over to the next month. So go out there and share and be relatable, because you have no idea how many people are waiting to hear about this company. There was a great thing said at the It Works You this weekend, that when we talk about Blitz cards, a little bit, it was about that, but this goes for any post, any Blitz card, any telling people about this opportunity. At the end of every card, at the end of every post, there is a family that is waiting to hear about it, waiting to see it. And you don't need to feel like you're nagging your friends or your family, because you're sharing an opportunity, because at the end of every post or every Blitz card, there is a family that is looking for a way out. They're looking for an opportunity. Everyone who's joined our team has been one of those, and maybe you were one of those too. So don't be ashamed or afraid. Look at it as you're doing a service to the world. So we're going to make that Facebook post. We're going to talk about why we joined this business. Another great Facebook post is a before and after, and just something as simple as, would you love to get results like this? Ask me how. And share that post. I really, you don't have to be a sales ad. You don't have to post before and afters 27 times a day. I do recommend that you post 3 times a day, just sharing your adventure. Today ours was, we went out to get Panera. And you never know who is that going to touch, because how many people can't get Panera with their toddler and their wife at 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the afternoon on a Monday.
On Monday.
Right. So while that wasn't a direct buy my stuff, we were sharing our adventure and our opportunity with people just through our life. So I definitely recommend posting, being consistent. The next thing is growing your market. So you've got started. I know if you're like me, my Facebook was super private when we started. And now my Facebook is super public.
We have actually spent about the last year cutting everybody out that wasn't like really close personal friends and family from both of our Facebooks. So we were privatizing a lot because of the command I worked at, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, now we need to talk to everybody in the world. So
right.
It's kind of ironic.
Right. So we're not saying that you have to, post every picture of your kid out for all the world to see, but grow your network, grow people. So one of the best ways to kind of grow that network is to go to your mom's Facebook and add her Facebook friends. Go to your dad's Facebook, add his Facebook friends. Go to your sister's Facebook, add her Facebook friends. They're probably people that you're kind of familiar with. So go out there and add them. Add your coffee girl. Our coffee girl is a distributor on our team. And we've got another coffee girl that is super excited about potentially being, I think, a distributor or a party. And so grow that market, because it's the more people that you have to talk to this product about, the more people that you have to talk to this product about. The next thing that we recommend is scheduling a launch. And I used to say schedule a launch within your first 2 weeks of being a distributor, but now I'm going to recommend, because of the Ruby bonus and because you want to run, you've got 2 full calendar months to run and to get a bonus, so schedule your launch within your first week in the business. If your kid's not in, that's okay. You've got an upline who will come and help you and share this party for you. And if people want to rap, cool. If not, they can rap. They can still come and hear about it, and they can rap when your kid gets in. But don't let your kid not being there be a reason to not have a party. I think even now, right now, with all of these bonuses and with the Ruby bonus and with the opportunity, why not have a weekly party in your first month? There's going to be people who aren't going to make it. I am a testament to no one but John Fisher came to my launch party. No one. So we didn't have enough line come and help us out, and we still made it. We still lived. We're here. He may have counted how many times I said the word and taken notes during.
It's like 60 something in the first 15 minutes. I don't know.
And taken notes during the party, but we still lived. We're still alive to tell, and we've actually earned amazing bonuses because we didn't let that one party stop us. So for our team, we're going to start recommending with this Ruby bonus, because we know how important it is to get out there, to take this momentum. You heard all the girls on our team that shared with you talk about how they took their momentum and ran, how Jenna is Ruby fill in for Diamond, and she's taking her momentum and running with it and not going back to teaching because she's got this opportunity and they've got momentum. So take that momentum, take that first month excitement, because people are going to buy that excitement even if they don't buy a wrap. And have a party every Friday. Have a party every Saturday. Have one Friday, Saturday, Sunday, whatever. But get out there, have 4 parties in your first month so that everyone who couldn't make it to this week can make it to this week. I think one of the best stories I've ever heard in this business is actually from Pam Sauter, about Pam Sauter. And Pam is our chief networking officer.
I love Pam Sauter.
Yeah, and she, so if you guys don't know, she was actually in a direct sales business before It Works Global. Shocking, I know. I was shocked too. And the way she got started was a man that was a client of her husband Dave invited her, and Dave actually probably, to this meeting. And so it was on Tuesday, and he's like, okay, I'm going to call you on Monday, remind you about it. I'll call you on Wednesday and check out. So the first Tuesday came by, or that Tuesday came by, and he called her on Wednesday, and she's like, oh, you know what, something happened at case school or whatever, I couldn't go. And so she missed it because she didn't want to go. She was like, no thanks. And he said, oh, that's okay. We're going to be there next Tuesday too. And so he said, I'll call you on Monday, and I'll check back with you on Wednesday. So next Tuesday he called her, or next Monday he called her, reminded her. Next Tuesday she was supposed to go. Next Wednesday he called her to check and see if she went. She said no, something happened, whatever the excuse was, couldn't go. Sorry I missed it, dang. And he said, well, that's okay, we're going to be there next Tuesday too. Call you on Monday, remind you on Wednesday. So obviously you guys are, by this point, I hope, starting to get the pattern. And so he did that until finally she was like, this man is not going to stop calling me, because he said, you know what, we're going to be there every Tuesday. So I'll just call you every Monday and then check up on every Wednesday. And so she realized he wasn't going to stop being consistent or persistent, and that they were going to keep being there. And so she went, and it actually, I think they kind of told her it was she was too prissy for that job and she couldn't do it. And if any of you have seen Pam Souter or met Pam Souter or watched a Pam Souter video, you know that she does not take people telling her she can't do something very well.
Yeah, I really like the one from about a year and a half ago when she was when they did The Apprentice. That's all I gotta say. If you can look up it's called The Mentorship or something like that. Yeah, that says it all for me.
Yeah.
So I have a couple things to say about parties too. So this whole idea, launch within your first 7 days. Don't be afraid. Just do it. Get it over with. And you know what? If you want to call it a practice party, so that you lower the whole idea and pressure level, it's practice. Go do it. But one of the really big keys about parties is that, you know what, they are bringing people to you, and then when somebody's interested, you say, well, you know what, let's go on and do another party in 3 days, because your stuff's going to be here in a week, but you can wrap again in 3 more days. So let's sign you up to do a party. And then you have them invite all of their people instead of you tasking out or asking all of your same group of people over and over again. Mm-hmm. And don't give up on the party. Even if your first party is like ours and nobody shows up, well, the first week it might be nobody, but you know what? The next week, when you ask again, they're like, oh, you're doing it again? Okay, let's go. And then you make $200 in wrap cash. So I think that's kind of worth it. That's all I had. Sorry.
That's okay. So parties. Make sure you have that launch party, that practice party, that get together, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter. Have it within that first week, because you are excited, you are pumped, you just watched your training video, so it's all super fresh. And you're hosting, and they're all super excited, and you're like, well, come to my house on Friday. You want to see what it's about? Come to my house on Friday. You want to get results like that? Come to my house on Friday. You want to get results like that? Come to my house next Friday. So schedule that launch. Don't be afraid. You have an upline. Stay in contact with them. When you watch these training videos, call them. When you're like, hey, I'm going to have a launch on Friday because you told me to have a launch within my first 7 days and Friday looks good to me, call them. Say, I'm going to have a launch on Friday. Come. And you want to do one every Friday this whole month. And you know what? I promise you that excitement and that sense of urgency will grow your business amazing, and it will get your upline so pumped, because I know from personal experience when I have people like Susie, Drew, and Jenna who are pumped and who just run out the gate, it makes me so excited, and this is why we all do this business. So the next thing is, so we posted on Facebook, we watched our training videos, we scheduled our launch party, now we're going to get some attendees. And we're going to go to our attendees. So we're going to make 100 lists. Now you can, if you can remember 100 people off the top of your head, power to you. If not, go through your phone, go through your Facebook, go through your, if you've got friends that follow you on Instagram but they don't follow you on Facebook, go through your Instagram, go through your church directory. If y'all, I mean, I know my old school churches had a directory with pictures. If y'all's do, go through that. Whatever it is, find 100 people that you know. And you'll be amazed how you know 100 people. And contact them.
There's a memory jogger in the Training Academy guidebook, and if it's not in there anymore, then there's a memory jogger in your documents in eSuite. It's got a list of everybody you could know, and just go with that. Yep. You'll be great.
Like the person who's told you your carpet to your house. Mine's all hardwood. But there's people in there. So yeah, that's kind of a good jogger to get.
Yeah.
Like
people you would never think of.
Like that kind of
know.
thing, like your eye doctor, the person who sold your carpet to you, that kind of stuff. It's like it'll pull people out. So okay, you make the list, but if you make the list and you don't check it twice, then that's not going to do anything. You ain't going to get no present. So go and almost Christmas. Go and contact them. That's the important thing, y'all, is contacting them. Now, I know you're afraid because I did it. I was afraid too. But keep it simple, sweetheart. Go and say, hey, have you tried that crazy wrap thing? And then let the conversation go from there. If they say no, say, well, I'm having a launch on Friday. I'm going to wrap people. You want to come? Here's my address. If they say no and you would love for them to be in your business, say, well, I'm having a launch on Friday and I'm going to wrap people and I'm really going to tell people, I'm going to tell people how they can join my team and I really think you'd be great at this. Would you come? Just make sure that you're contacting them and make sure that you keep contacting them. Not everybody's going to sign up. Jenna kind of alluded to it, y'all. Last March, actually, at a Huntington Beach 1-team-1 mission, I was a double? No, we were going double.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we were diamond, going double, and we sat in this event, and we were challenged to contact everyone in our telephone and message them and say, have you tried that crazy wrap thing? Now, one, I got a lot of people on my phone, so I was like, oh my goodness. And two, I got some numbers of people that I don't really want to talk to because I'm not really so much a fan of them. And three, I got numbers in my phone of people that I haven't talked to in forever, and how weird is that to be the first thing that I say to them? And Jenna was one of those people. We hadn't talked to each other in a couple years. But I, as a leader, looked at my team, saw them all doing it and excited and ready to go, and I thought, how dare me expect them to do it and not do it myself. So I messaged everybody in my phone, those people that I don't like, those people that I haven't talked to in forever. I messaged them all. And Jenna was one of them. And she did. She wrote me back. It was kind of funny. And it was, it was not funny at the time. But she wrote me back, and she couldn't believe that I would sell something to her, and that would be the first thing I would say to her after 2 years, and she didn't want any part of my scam, and she worked out.
And she made a status about it because it came up in Time Hop.
She made a status about it because it came up in Time Hop last month when she was promoting the Ruby. So it was definitely, really uncomfortable for me. But if I hadn't done that, if I hadn't contacted my hundreds list, if I hadn't contacted all of the people in my phone, no matter how much it made me kind of squirm in the seat, because it did when she wrote me back, and I just killed her with kindness because I'm from South Georgia just like her, and I won. And she ended up joining our team. I couldn't have changed her life. She couldn't have come and joined our business and changed her own life if I hadn't followed through with that. So make that hundreds list, and no matter how chicken you are to write them, those are called your chicken list. Write them anyways, you guys, because at the end of every contact, at the end of every blitz card, there is a family that needs this opportunity. And maybe they don't need it right now, and maybe they'll say no, and no doesn't mean no, it just means not right now. But I promise you, if they say no, if they say not right now, if they say they don't want a part of your scam, you will still live, and they might even join your team 2 months later, 3 months later, she joined in June. So the biggest thing is read out the negative by feeding into the positive. And I totally wrote that backwards on my notes. So I was like, whoa. Yeah. Read out the negative by feeding into the positive. You may post, and people may not be all like, woo, she joined that crazy rap thing. They may be like, oh, she joined that crazy rap thing. I work out. I have the gym. No thanks. Because we have those. Personally, we've had them. I probably was them. I was that nurse who said, I'm a nurse. Nope, not doing it. I am too busy. I just had a newborn. Nope, not doing it. But you need to focus on the ones who say yes. Don't take the no's and take them personally, because the people who have got here, the people who have gotten even past us, all they have done differently than you is just get more no's. They've just gone out there and they've got more no's, and they've been doing it a little bit longer than you have. So breed out the negative by feeding into the positive. If you get no's, that's fine. Don't get down. If all of your family says no, that's fine, you guys. My sister said no for a year. And my sister, who I knew who would be great at this business, who had a perfect market, she said no for a year. Okay, cool. So she ended up joining a year later when her situation changed. So breed out that negative by feeding into the positive. Let those no's run off your shoulders and just go out there and get more. Because behind every no, there's a yes somewhere around that corner waiting for you. And you will find it. So we went over our steps to success. We're going to talk a little bit last about plugging in, and then we're going to answer any questions that you guys have. So reminder, text me if you have questions, 502-758-0861, or if you're watching on the YouTube link, on the top right corner, over here, right over here, no, right there, stop it. Hit that little button that looks like 3 squares in a row, like 9 squares. So plug in. You are going to go out there. You are doing something that is different than you have been pretty much bred to do. You are doing something different than the world thinks that you should do. They think that you should go to college and get a job and live in a cubicle, or live, working short-staffed in a hospital. Not that I know from personal experience or anything, but you are doing something different. So you're going to need to plug in for yourself to keep your cup full, because people are going to take away from it. They're going to crush your dreams. It happens. It happens every day. But the neat thing about you and your business and this opportunity is you're taking a leap of faith, and your dream board is not a wish board. It is your future, and you're going to work on it. You just need to keep filling in your cup every day, so that you are ready to go and share this opportunity with more people. So plug in for educational purposes. You probably have a team page. I know if you're on our team, we have a team page that you can plug into. You don't see any squares. Okay, supposedly there's some squares over here on the right side on the YouTube, y'all. Plug in. We have a team page. I'm sure your team probably does, whether it's, your diamond and above upline, your presidential upline, whatever. Plug into your team page. That's where you're going to get motivation, support, ask questions. There's probably files there. I know mine has so many files that somebody on our team is actually organizing them for me. Thank you so much, Tara. We love you. Plug into those calls. Calls like these. Corporate has 3 different calls a week. My friend Alyssa actually was talking on the Show Me the Money call tonight at 9, and I made this at the same time. So if you guys are watching that instead of this, thank you, because we love Alyssa. But they have Show Me the Money calls. We have the Freedom and Fresh Start calls.
Sunday night family
calls. And they're all about 9 and 10 o'clock at night. So plug into those and learn from corporate. Get that motivation from corporate. Plug into your team calls. We have a Sunday night team call before the corporate call. So plug into those. Plug into Hangouts. There are tons of Hangouts around. Whether it be leaders talking to each other about their tips, whether it be virtual parties. I know we personally are doing virtual parties every Thursday live like this. They're going to have something for you. If you are excited and you are hungry and you go out there and run, you can find anything you need. YouTube's amazing for videos. And if you just ask for it, I know that someone will help you, because we are hope brokers in this business, and we are excited to give people the opportunity to change their lives. We've changed our lives. And now the joy is in seeing other people come up with us and do this with us. So know that your excitement is going to feed into people. It's going to help you grow. Take that, use it, run with it. Do you have anything to add?
This is my excited face. So when you guys see me, I'm excited all the time. I'm just teasing. No, I don't.
Facial line, it works really well.
I don't really have anything to add right now. I think that was all really great. If you guys have any questions, please, you don't have to bombard her all the time. I'm also available, like I said. I'm not just another pretty face with an amazing beard.
But he is super pretty, isn't he?
Thanks. So I'm available. You guys can call me if you can't get a hold of Ashley or whatever reason. If you're working your way up your upline, you need something. I might just be wordy. That's all. I'm just kind of funner.
Yeah. So we got a question about living in a small town and having a very small friends list. They've tried everything under the sun to lose weight, so that party scenario is out of the question. I don't think the party scenario is ever out of the question, by the way. What is the secret to Instagram besides posting and following? Okay, so I think there's a couple of things, like tips that we can address in that. First of all, here's what I tell my team. If your friends are broke, if your friends are negative, if your friends are in a scenario where they need to change but they don't want to change, get new friends. Go out there and find new friends. The business plan set for us and kind of taught to us even more strongly or stronger by John Eric is business plan for It Works Global is to make new friends and help the ones I have. So go out there and make new friends always. Join moms groups, join events, join. I actually personally started this business on a San Diego moms group, a military moms wives group. And I made some of the greatest friends. Some of them are in my business, some of them aren't, some of them are just my ride or die girlfriends. And I started my business just by a Facebook group and getting out there and networking. We grow our business in church small groups and, not that we're advertising at church, but developing that relationship with people.
It's about relationships. So the more people you're getting to know, the better off you're going to be. One of the things I like to do is I like to go to Eventbrite and see what's going on in a 50-mile radius or 100-mile radius, because it's going to tell you all kinds of events that are all free, and you can go in. A lot of them are network.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I mean, Eventbrite's great. That actually, I was in another military moms play group in San Diego. So if you live in a small town, that is okay. One of our top earners is from a town of 400. So don't let that be what holds you back, because there really are no constraints in this business. Eventbrite is great, going out there and finding events, networking with people, finding new friends that you can make. As far as Instagram, and have that party, who cares? Maybe one friend shows up, but that's one friend whose life you can possibly change, whose health you can possibly change, whose entire outlook you can possibly change. So have that party, because even if one person shows up, that one person was placed there by God, and they're there for a reason, and you are there to share whatever that reason that God sent them there for with them. So Instagram, though, sorry.
I have one more thing to add about this.
Yeah.
So the other part of that is having a small friends list. Well, you know what? I don't remember who taught me this trick. I think it was probably Kirsten Johnson. She has like all the tips that stick in my head. I give people my phone now and say, here, find yourself on Facebook.
This is one of the best
and
tricks.
Add me, because we can just see stuff. I don't have to sell you anything, but if I get along with somebody, they're all my Facebook friend now.
This is so one of the best tricks. So when John and I blitz, one of the things that John and I are really good at doing is we sell a lot of reps in person, and we get their contact information. And the reason we do that is because we ask for it. So that is one of the tricks that we learned, and it is great. We actually met a girl in Vegas. Her name was, Ashley as well. And she was really interested in the business opportunity, and she was asking us about it. And I had to go, and I handed her a Blitz card, but I don't like to leave, my paycheck in anybody else's hands. I don't like to leave, my business in anybody else's hands. It's not someone else's responsibility other than mine. So I handed her my phone and said, here, find yourself on Facebook, and let's be Facebook friends. And now we're Facebook friends, and I'm Facebook friends with this girl from a city I never would have met her in, all because I met her in Vegas and just handed her my phone. And I'm Facebook friends with her friend that was with us, too. So that's a good way to grow your network when you're out visiting with people, and people want to make friends. People are out there. Your adventure is their rescue, so they're out there looking for friends. As far as Instagram, though, the big thing with Instagram is it's a lot more posting than Facebook. Instagram, I actually set a timer to post hourly. And I have to set a timer because time gets away from me pretty quickly. I'm not a really good, tedious task kind of person. Time just goes by fast. I end up doing 27 other things, and before I know it, it's 2.5 hours.
She thinks I have ADD.
I don't have ADD. And just really focused. I take compounds after that. So make sure you post every hour on Instagram. The other trick with Instagram is it does not need to look like It Works Global vomited on your Instagram, okay? No one likes that. You just look like a spammer who's just on Instagram to just sell your stuff. And maybe that's factual, but you don't really want to look like that. So live your life on Instagram. While I post every hour, when I'm awake, so from 9 till 3 in the morning, I post every hour on Instagram. I probably do every 3 to 5 posts is a business post. And by business post, I mean actual before and after, hair, skin, and nails result, post about the Ruby bonus, post about BOGO, whatever. My internet is super uber slow in my house today. I'm not really sure what's wrong with it.
It's the weather.
So my Instagram is still actually loading. It's been loading since we started this job, so sorry. So I post, people on Instagram love motivational quotes. They love girl power.
I love girl power.
And they love cute babies. They love funny stuff. Fitness is always really funny. Drinks. They love fashion. They love travel. So pretty much live your life, or the life you want to have, or your dream board, or your kids, whatever, through your Instagram. So I'm kind of looking at mine. There's, posts of motivational quotes, all I need today is a little bit of coffee and a whole lot of Jesus. That's obviously a really good Monday post for people. Cardio, I don't speak Spanish. Yeah, that's adorable. It's super funny. This little girl looks super great. Oh yeah, when all of your friends are getting engaged and you're over here just pouring yourself a glass of champagne. That's always really funny. So mix it up. Post pictures of travel, post pictures of your kids, post pictures of funny quotes, post pictures of cute shirts. Today, can't get out of bed, the blankets have accepted me as one of their own. If I leave, I'll lose their trust. It was funny. So do that. Make sure you make sure you are living a variety on Instagram. The other thing about Instagram that's important, other than don't look like an It Works robot, is hashtags. Hashtags are really important.
Or fresh tags.
Fresh tags, yeah. Our 2-year-old, I guess we were watching a lot of John Eric, and she learned the word hashtags, fresh tag.
Dad taught her that when we were doing letters.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Our 2-year-old is super smart, by the way. So use hashtags in your posts, as well as to search people that you want to be. It is you. As well as people that you want to be friends with. I like to hashtag things that I like, things that I identify with. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm a mom of 2. I'm a mom of a diva, because she is a diva. I'm a mom of a boy. I'm trying to conceive, for all of us to know now. And Emily wears this really expensive boutique clothing. I really like to find those moms because they obviously have money to spend on expensive clothes and kids. So think of your life. Use your life in your hashtags in your posts, as well as use your life in your hashtags to find people to follow. And then that leads us into the next thing that's super important is following people. So the cool thing about Instagram is it's like more polite than a Southern girl from South Georgia. If someone follows you, then they follow you back, usually. And so when you use a hashtag to find a girl who, say, is a mom of a diva like me, and I'm like, oh, her kid's cute, I'm going to follow her. She will follow me back, usually. And then the cool thing is I go through who she is following, because that means that's her friends, probably, and I follow all of the people that she's following. And then I go to search another hashtag and do it again. And so I take probably 10 minutes every hour that I post to follow people. I make my post, and then I follow people for about 10 minutes. And then I put my timer back on, and I do it again the next hour. So that's kind of the thing with Instagram is post consistently. Keep your posts mixed up. Do it with stuff you identify with, and also stuff that you like. Who are the people that you want to join your team? Like, what are they posting?
So, by the way, it's much less personal than Facebook is. So
Yeah.
don't feel bad about like stalking somebody and looking at who their friends are, or you can just stalk a hashtag. That's another thing you can do is just be like, well, this is something I'm interested in. Is there a hashtag for it yet? And you see how many people use that.
Yeah.
I might have already said that. I was kind of in the zone.
Sorry. And then make sure that you're interacting too. John Eric does this really great. Influence is important. It's more important than how many followers you have. If you have, 100,000 followers and you post, I'm going to go eat at this restaurant, and nobody goes, then you have no influence. But if you have 1,000 followers and you post, I'm going to go to this restaurant, and 800 people go, then you have influence. It's not about the number. We like to focus a lot, and we've kind of been taught for a while to focus on the number of followers that you have, and it's so important. But this is kind of like, friendships. Like, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. You have people that when you're on the side of the road and you're like, my tire is flipped, are they going to come and get you? Do you have people that if something happens to you, they're going to stay with you? So it's really about quality, and that's what Instagram is kind of about too. Find those people that you develop that relationship with, and you do find them through following, but then develop that relationship with them, develop your influence, because you could have 34, 50,000 followers, but if no one takes your influence, then it doesn't matter. So build that, Instagram up with the frequent postings and the variety postings. Get the followers with the hashtags, whether you use them in your post or when you're searching for them. But then make sure that you are also developing their relationships on Instagram as well. And you'll do that by liking people's stuff. So for every post I make, I go like 20 things or comment on 20 things to start developing that relationship and that rapport. So that was a little bit of Instagram training, which I kind of wanted to add. Well, I wanted to add it in, but I wasn't sure. Instagram's kind of a whole call on its own.
Yeah.
But it's a different world. But to sum it all up, work every avenue. Get out there. Don't wait for your kit to get here. Go get those 4 oils before your kit comes. And have that launch party. Daggum, have one every Friday until your month is up. Or if you want to have one every Friday until you make Ruby. People are going to love that excitement. They're going to love that consistency.
And I'll tell you what else. Treat your loyal customers as if they're part of your team, because in their first 30 days they get that referral link that's good for a box of wraps or 35 perk points or automatic 10 perk points just for sharing their link on Pinterest or Twitter. So I tell you what, treat them like a part of your team for their first 30 days. Everyone they sign up gets their own referral link and so on and so forth. There's a monster way to build volume, especially today and tomorrow with the BOGOs.
Yeah. Yeah. So with that, we are going to let you guys go. We did all of the training we wanted, and then I added that Instagram training on the end. That was a great question, Melissa. We hope that you all get out there, get excited, get consistent, and know that people are going to buy you before they ever buy anything you sell. So believe in your products, believe in your opportunity, believe in yourself. Get out there and breathe that positivity, and don't feed into that negativity at all, and run, because now is the time, and this is the opportunity. I have never seen a company like It Works Global. I've never seen a family like It Works Global. So get out there and run. We are going to let you guys go because you literally have like a little over 24 hours on BOGO.
You have 26 hours and 49 minutes.
John's the green, by the way. And if you don't know the personality colors, go get to an It Works You. Whether you go to Phoenix, St. Louis, or Kansas City, or Calgary, I don't know where that one is. It's probably in Canada. John will go see Kirsten Johnson. Apparently they're friends. He loves her, and we love her. So get out there, get excited. We will see you guys hopefully at one of these It Works Shoes, because we're at all of them except for Calgary, but maybe we'll go. I've never been to Canada. Run, blitz, wrap, repeat, launch yourself, post, do it again. Be consistent and persistent, and I promise you, and I don't make promises because my mom taught me not to, because you might accidentally break them. I promise you that you will make it to the top of It Works Global. So thank you guys. We're so excited. Newbie to Ruby, let's go.